I'm back in Seattle now, and I wanted to film this on a true spring day since my Portland trip was so springy, sunshiny, but we're back to some Seattle rainy, gloomy weather. But let's talk about Portland. I went ahead and did a super quick one night over in Portland. There was a show coming to town that I really wanted to see, and I thought it was worth the 3-hour trek down to see that and explore some more of Portland. Every time I've gone to Portland, I've discovered something new that I really like about it. I definitely love visiting this town. There's so much access to a lot of really good food and a lot of nature, and I wanted to talk about some of that today. I'll also link down below my Portland playlist. There are numerous different vlogs of me checking out Portland, and like I said, there's always something new to find, and I'm already getting more recommendations on social media about new places to check out, so it really is a lively place to visit. Like I said, Portland is about a 3-hour drive south of Seattle, but before we head over into Oregon, I did want to do this one hike that has been on my list forever. It's Beacon Rock. It's probably, I don't know, 40 minutes, an hour outside of Portland, and it's on the Washington side of the Columbia River Gorge. It is a 1.5 mile round trip, I believe, so it's pretty quick, but it is all uphill. I found the views here really spectacular, and it was really fun to walk up all these different stairs, switchbacks, wood planks. Like, it's really quite a feat how they've constructed this trail up this rock. I don't remember how much of an elevation it is, but you're essentially just going really high up on this rock. When you get to the top, it is a little bit of, it's not like, I thought it was gonna be this kind of like big place, this like flat where people could sit and have like their lunches, and there were a couple people doing it up there, but it is probably one of the more narrow parts of like the whole rock. And I would say some of the best views were 3/4 of the way up when you are really close and you can see a lot of the Columbia River and the mountains in the area. I had no trouble finding parking. There seemed to be quite a bit of parking. It does take a Washington Discovery Pass, where you can get a day pass or you can get the year-long pass. That's good at all different Washington state parks that accept the Discovery Pass. Since I'm really slow with inclines, it took us about 1.5 hours to do the whole thing. It just feels so good to like finally get that like off my bucket list. And when we went, it was such a beautiful, clear, sunny day. We were able to really enjoy all of those different views and enjoy just being so high up. So we drove now officially over the river into Portland, and I'd seen on TikTok this focaccia place. When we walked in, the front part was actually like Italian grocery store, and then the back looked to have been like the restaurant portion. I didn't even think to check or look ahead, but you needed reservations for that, and we were so hungry after the hike, so we just went to like a pizza place across the way, and that was really good, especially for it being kind of just like a spur of the moment type of a dealio. I made I need to read better, but my pizza came with salt cured olives and feta, and oh my god, was that salty. I love olives, salt cured olives. That might be pushing it for me, but love the crust on this, love the ambiance of this restaurant. There were so many people sitting out on the patio. Yeah, and all of the wait staff was really lovely, and there's such like an air and culture in Portland that I really enjoy, like a youthful hippie friendliness that I just love visiting. After that, checked into the hotel. I went ahead and got ready for the show this evening, but we had some time beforehand. So I've been wanting to go to this S'mores place. I have been falling in love when I go traveling and around Seattle, like where I live, trying to find dessert bars. I think this is kind of like a really fun thing, like just going out for dessert. I guess like in the 2000s, you could have gone out for like frozen yogurt or whatnot, but I love going out for like, not like a breakfast pastry, but you know, like a little slice of cake, a cupcake, a brownie, like just going out for like a light personal dessert. I heard about the 1927 S'mores company, and it's a s'mores shop. It's a really cute small storefront that is all woodsy camping theme. It is so perfect for like PNW. They have even signs that kind of allude to like the national parks, and they have all these different camping and lantern gear. It was really such a cute decorated little place. Inside, you get to pick from a different array of different sandwiches that you can do. Sandwiches? S'mores? I went ahead and did a coconut rum soaked marshmallow with coconut and chocolate and whatnot. And my husband did a whiskey dipped marshmallow with like caramel. So it was like a salted caramel whiskey s'more. And they fire roast it right in front of you, which is it's just so fun and cool. They were $7 and I didn't look at the menu that much, but there was a big list of them. When we went, even though there was alcohol soaked in the marshmallow, they didn't card me. But I also imagine that there are some non-alcoholic versions of different s'more sandwiches that you can order. And when we bit into them, honestly, I didn't really taste a lot of the rumness or the alcohol content. I really just tasted a lot of coconut and sweetness, which was what I was hoping for in a s'more. They're super messy, and thankfully they had like several stations of wet wipes, so they are, don't bring a date here and expect you're gonna look cute. You know, it's like going out for chicken wings. It is gonna be messy. And now, like, the highlight of the trip, we came down to see Tommy Wiseau. If you're familiar with So Bad It's Good movies, Tommy Wiseau is the director, writer, and star of The Room. Probably the most famous line from that movie is, "It's not true, I did not hit her, I did not." Oh, hi, Mark. I love So Bad It's Good movies. I've of course been fascinated by the man and the legend that is Tommy Wiseau. And he was showing his new movie, Big Shark. The night before, they were doing the Room screening, but I've already seen it, and I actually watched it like last week when a friend was visiting, and was more excited to see Big Shark, this movie I hadn't seen before. You could stand in line for photographs. We were kind of a little, oh, you know, we don't really need photographs. And a part of me wishes that we did stay in line because, well, if you're not gonna do photographs, then you can just head to your seats, which was good. We got two good seats. But Tommy was always like in this plastic box separated from the people, which I totally get for like safety, germs type of a thing. He's not the youngest chicken out there, but the looks, like it would have been so worth it just to be like us standing next to Tommy Wiseau in like a plastic box. A little off the beaten path, we started a Q&A before the movie, so people got up, asked some questions. Tommy Wiseau is so funny. He has this way of speaking. I think my favorite part was when people would ask, you know, questions that I don't know how to politely say. They're just kind of lame questions. And Tommy Wiseau would be like, "You're really asking me that? Move on, next question." Or people would ask, oh, my favorite was asking if the shark had a stunt double or how the shark in the movie worked. And he goes, "Don't overthink about it. Live your life. Like, why are you thinking so much? Just go out there and live your life. Next question." His attitude was so funny. We were cracking up.
Yeah. Under the rainbow, no, I'm just teasing, yeah. But let me tell you, some of the stuff, you know what I will be doing if I ever will be president, who doesn't want what happen, right? Where we live, America. Woo! So, actually, it'll be a sci-fi movie, thank you for asking. Then it'll be a vampire movie, yeah. Okay,
so after a bit of some questions and him talking a little bit about the movie and introducing two of the actors that were in Big Shark, we watched Big Shark, which is, I still think The Room is definitely in my top So Bad It's Good movies. When it comes to So Bad It's Good movies, there has to be a genuine earnestness to it that allows for, it can't be self-aware. And I think Big Shark, I can't tell. I think it's a little self-aware. I think it's a little, it knows what it's doing. Definitely some of the actors that we'll talk about later, they know what they're doing. They know what's going on. But I don't know if Tommy, I think The Room came out almost 20 years ago. Tommy Wiseau has to know what's going on. Like, he has to know the joke and some of the things that he's worked on and the, you know, the disaster artist, all that stuff. He has to be in the know, but I don't know. There seems to just be kind of like a little genuineness to it. There are definitely parts of the movie where you can tell that they are like off script or doing a bit of improv, and the pacing of the dialogue is so painful, but that's just kind of the charm of watching That's just kind of the charm of watching bad movies. The shark animation was hilarious. Oh, some of the ways that the cast would interact with the shark just made no sense. There's a scene where they are driving through the streets and then the shark comes out and is chasing them. And then they pick up this guy and they're like, come on, get in the car. And then they drop him off. And we're like, isn't the shark like 10 feet behind you and an omegalodon like size shark? The crowd was fabulous. I've heard that there was kind of like, you know, when you go watch Rocky Horror Picture Show, there's kind of like a script of things that you say at certain parts. I heard The Room has that, and now Big Shark does. So the people were like yelling. Anytime there was some like scenes with like basketball or football, people would just yell sports once, you know, somebody got a basket or threw a pass. Sports, sports, sports. That type of energy is so fun. And I would definitely love to see The Room in a packed house with a bunch of people. The first time the shark is introduced in the movie is the most hilarious thing ever. It was so great to go to a small theater. We went to Cinema 21 and get to see Tommy Wiseau, see a new movie, hang out with a bunch of people that just love film, love bad movies. After the film ended, one of the stars came up and he took some more questions, specifically about Big Shark, which was good because I had no questions about the movie because I hadn't seen it before during the Q&A. There is like a market for this type of entertainment and to support it, and I'm just glad to support local theaters, smaller theaters, and smaller local alternative art projects. The next morning we woke up, walked a little bit to a local bakery. This was Ken's Bakery. We got some pastries and a latte. It was St. Patrick's Day, so they had Irish cream macarons, and just like with the salted olives again, I didn't read the label. It was a dark chocolate with mint cookie and an Irish cream filling, and it was delightful until it ended with that sweet kiss of mint, which is not for me, but maybe something for you. Those who can read labels and don't just get distracted by how beautiful the macarons are. I am so excited. I went and checked out the last of the Northwestern Trolls, part of the Thomas Dombo series. There are 5 in Washington and 1 outside of Portland, which we went to. It was about a 15-minute drive outside of Portland, so not too far. It's part of a Nordic center that's there. There look to be some either dining or events, or there look to be some other things that you could do at that center. And part of me wished we checked it out a little bit more, but the section where the troll is so lovely. It's this beautiful like outdoor garden, and Ole is looking into the house, and it's just so charming. So I've now seen all 6 in the Northwest region, and yeah, I would probably say Ole is number 2 out of the ones that I've seen out of the 6 that are in Washington, Oregon. Hopefully Oregon will get some more. I think it's such a beautiful place that can house that type of art. It was such a beautiful sunny spring day, so I wanted to check out some of the gardens. I went to the Crystal Springs Rhododendron Gardens, and I think we were just a speck too early for the rhododendrons. I saw that the best time of year was mid-March to mid-June, I believe, and I think rhododendrons are towards the end of that season, so I think we were a little too early for it. The gardens are cute. There's a lot of water, bridges. There were so many geese. I saw a beaver. I was shocked. He was on the log, the little beaver. So a beautiful, charming place to walk around. I believe it was $5 to go through the gardens, and really just a lovely place to check out. And when we went, it wasn't too busy, lots of space. And it connects to some other parks as well. So yeah, I got to see a couple of magnolia trees, and yeah, I think we were just a bit too early for the rhododendrons. And then lastly, we were not too early for the cherry blossoms at Tom McCall Park. So we went ahead, crossed the bridge, and walked around. It is such a gorgeous little area. There were so many people there taking photos, picnicking, eating their lunches. Like, it's just such a glorious little part. You were right on the waterfront and right by you know, Old Town Portland. So you get to see like the cool, you know, Portland sign and whatnot. And it's just like a beautiful section of the city, that little waterfront area. So we went, checked it out, looked at all of the cherry blossoms and enjoyed just how springy and beautiful it was. I do think I got my first sunburn of the year, but it was worth it just to really enjoy the sunshine now that it's here in spring with the flowers. That's just what I got up to this trip. Like I said, there are 80 million things to do in Portland. Last year we went and did another weekend trip there where we checked out like the Japanese garden. There are so many different parks around there, like the Arboretum, the Redwood Arboretum. There's the Witch's House, which is a cute hike. There's a lot of things that you can do. And I think springtime is such a beautiful time to go. There's just a lot of different flowers. There's the rose garden, the cherry blossoms, there's tulip festivals around. Last May, we went a little bit south of Portland to go see the peonies, I believe. Tons of breweries, tons of different styles of food. And another thing that I didn't get to this trip was vintage shopping. There's a lot of different vintage stores and boutiques that you can do there as well. So Portland is just chock full with like a lot of really fun things to see. And like I said, every time I go, I find something new to fall in love with. And when I come home, I find something new to add to the list. So that's what I got up to in like 48 hours in Portland, and I can't wait to go back. So I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Happy travels from me to you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.